the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And after a long-awaited period of time, we hit the tracks once again here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. How you doing? How you feeling out there, race fans? Glad to be back with you. That's right, Darkside Dave in the cave coming back at you, bringing you all the calls from track tonight. The Light Electric Company Xfinity Series kicks off here at Daytona International Superspeedway. Knockout qualifying already in the books here tonight, and that will bring us to the man sitting with that pole position. Let's see if we can't find him through all the radio channels out there. Let's see if we can't find Nathan Bishop. There he is. Let's see if we can't snatch in and grab a word or two with the driver walking away with that pole position. Driver of the 27 machine, Nathan Bishop. Is Dave in the booth? You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, my man, fresh to the league, fresh with a pole here tonight at Daytona International Superspeedway. How do you think that's going to set you up for this long race here tonight?
Well, I won't have to dodge the first wreck, so I think that's a good thing. I usually don't start at the front in the plate races, so we'll see what we can do.
Well, walking away with a few extra bonus points here already in the season with the Blackhawk Motorsports Pole Award. So, Nathan, congratulations to you and the entire 27 crew. Congratulations to the whole Hammer Down team. And we wish you the best here as we get set to fire things off for the first time here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. So with that being said, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that card before we let you go?
Yeah, give a shout out to Hammer Down Motorsports for picking up me and Hunter. We kind of didn't know anybody when we came in, and they pulled us into the team speak and got us on their team. They gave us a really good car this week. I don't think anybody's got anything for us as far as qualifying goes, so we'll see what we can do in the race.
All right, my man. Well, good luck and elbows up. There you have it. Few words before climbing back in the car here, getting set to fire things off in race number 1. The Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80 here tonight at Daytona International Superspeedway. And with that being said, your pole award being presented to Nathan Bishop, sponsored by Blackhawk Motorsports. We're going to get set to head down trackside for the national anthem, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Jets flying over, you know what that means, race fans. These drivers firing up these Xfinity cars rolling off of pit road now as we get set to head off under green flag conditions for the first time this season. We'll get to your starting lineup as the drivers begin to make their way around the track, starting inside row number 1, the rookie Nathan Bishop. Just to his outside, another newcomer out of Hammerdown Motorsports, the 8 of Hunter Tate. Starting in row number 2, Troy Radford, followed by Thomas Light, Matthew McMeekin, and Joshua Spalding making up row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the 89 of Jeff Stiles and the 99 of Dustin German. Rounding out row number 5 in the top 10, Dustin Ping and Tyler Hilton. Inside row number 6, Chris Mefford, followed by Jeffrey Vandervoort. Row number 7, Brian Littleton, Cody, Terry, Dylan, Blankenship, Damon Cox gonna make up row number 8. Row number 9, Steve Baker and Robert Eric Hetrick. Starting in the 19th spot, the 77 of Lance Yancey, followed by the 51 of Damian Patton. That is your top 20. We'll scroll through the rest of your starting lineup. There you see Doug Wasaki way back in the pack. Justin Gardner also starting towards the rear of the field. As we head off of turn number 4, we're set to go green flag racing for the first time this season. Green flag flies here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Cars dive off towards turn number 1 for the first time, and here we go down side by side at the front of the field. These drivers continue to try to jockey for position very early here tonight. Nathan Bishop still leading the field at the front. Jeff Stiles also there. See multiple drivers jumping down on the apron now down the backstretch, trying to clear themselves, trying to get to the back of the field. Huge field here tonight. 43 drivers slotted in for tonight's Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. We'll see if we can't get things fixed up and worked out for you on the back end of this thing. Just a multitude of cars out there on track right now. Everybody's still clean. Nobody pushing the envelope right now. Still packed up at the front of the field. Slowly getting a single file train down there on the inside right now. Field still being led by your pole sitter, Nathan Bishop. Nobody able to take that spot away from him just yet. And it looks like field getting very calm here very early. 2 drivers still hunting the front out on that outside lane. The 98 followed by, I believe that is Troy Radford in the Lucky Finn Project sponsored Xfinity machine. Troy trying to move to the front on that outside lane. Just pockets of cars back through the field, stacked up nose to tail periodically. As it looks like most of these drivers comfortable with just laying back, trying to log some laps, as it is still very early here in the Disaster Relief Food Ministry 80. As I continue to stumble over my own tongue, race fans, you know how that is. You know, I normally do that anyway. So we continue. Side-by-side action at the front of the field now. That push out of the 94 on the back of the 98 of Thomas Light has started to prevail. It is moving that outside line to the front, and they have got some more company with them. More drivers jumping to the outside lane as we cross the line. Once again, drivers still side-by-side back through your top. It looks like about your top 20 still all side-by-side down through the center of 1 and 2. We do apologize for some technical issues here tonight. We'll try to regain some of the ticker and graphics as we go. Try to circle that back on in for you. Do so as we can with what we can. Thomas Light now leading the field. Troy Radford right there in second. Robert Herrick in third. These drivers still all over the track. We've got a pack back in the back, and oh, it looks like we've got a caution out. Caution out. Big time wreck here tonight. Multiple drivers caught up in this one. That is not going to be good for a lot of these drivers. We'll check in here, see if we can't see what actually happened, who all was involved in this latest incident. The first incident bringing us under caution for the first time here tonight. Keep in mind, no fast repairs here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. A caution flag going to come out for the first time. Let's see if we can't see what it is. Looks like we still have a little bit of those glitching technical issues going on back there, but we'll run down the list of drivers listed with the incident report. Looks like Jason Gardner, Adam Novak also involved, Chris Medford, Dustin German off the track, Travis Arthur caught up as well, Ray Radford, small damage. As we head back to the front of this field live with your race leader, Thomas Light. There you can see him up at the front just behind that Ford Mustang pace car. Troy Radford sitting in his Ford Mustang right there in that second spot. Where did your pole sitter fall to? Nathan Bishop back all the way now, sitting in the 6th position. Brian Mescal Jr., big move for him. He's gained 2 spots, but a huge gain. 32 spots on the field. Derek Robinson, he must have made his must have made his way through some traffic there, because Robinson up 32 spots already here tonight. That is a huge, huge gain. And we'll continue to try to work through some of the We'll try to work through some of the glitchy issues, some of the technical problems in the background as we continue under caution here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there, race fans? Another great night on tap for us here tonight in the Light Electric Company NEXTGEN Xfinity Series. Nine different teams represented here in the preseason for the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Multiple teams filled with some heavyweight drivers. Hammer Down Motorsports, one of those teams that elected 2 rookies to their team. So keep an eye on that team to grow and mesh and get better, not just throughout the season, but throughout tonight's race. Teammates gonna go a long way here at Daytona International Super Speedway, more so than any other track except for, well, Talladega Super Speedway. You want to have as many teammates around you for as long as you can. That's going to help your chances at getting to the end. But when you're stacked up, packed up, we've seen it happen right there on screen. A lot of cars caught up and involved in this very early incident here tonight. Full field for tonight's Disaster Relief Food Ministry 80. And a lot of drivers still rolling back off of pit road. Looks like a lot of drivers torn up. As it looks like the Ford Mustang pace car lights are off, so we will get set to fire things off once again here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. See if we can't grab a little bit of those graphics back for you. It looks like, again, still having a little bit of technical issues with everything rolling out with that, so we'll try to continue to work through all that. We'll give you a little quick rundown. Looks like we do have a few drivers off of the track. Looks like Tim Woodson off track, Travis Arthur, as well as Adam Novak. Mike Masongill also on the pit road. He's coming back onto the track right now, so 38 drivers still out on track. Mike Masongill making his way off a pit road. That will leave us with 39 drivers still on the track at this point in time, so still hot and heavy at the front of this field. And again, do apologize for the technical issues here tonight. We'll try to get them all sorted out, all worked out, but that Ford Mustang pace car is going to duck off this time by field in the hands of Thomas Light. He has Troy Radford just to his outside, firing off green flag. Back in the air here tonight, Thomas Light leads the field back across the stripe. We'll restart tonight's Disaster Relief Food Ministry 80 here. Race number 1. The Light Electric Company Xfinity Series here in the Next Gen Racing Leagues. Side by side still at the front there. You can see multiple drivers starting to space themselves out towards the rear of the field. Seeing a lot of the Full Throttle team, a lot of the Dirty Air team already single file out there, but Troy Radford, he is trying all he can to try to get his machine up to the front. That Falcon Motorsports Ford Mustang hunting the front on the top side now has a little bit more help. There is about 3 or 4 more cars coming to him, so the push is going to be there. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of how long or how much time he gives up trying to make that outside lane work. Your bottom front 2 now clear of Radford in that outside lane. There you can see multiple cars already single file. A few of them way off the pace just now making their way off of turn number 2, almost a complete straightaway away from this lead pack being led by Thomas Light. He's got the 30 right behind him, lined up nose to tail, 10 cars back behind them. Long train now being formed on that inside lane, but here comes the top side being led by Troy Radford in the Lucky Finn Project Ford Mustang. He has been hunting the front since the drop of the green flag on the restart. And Radford not going away right there on the door of Thomas Light. They drag race down the back stretch back into turn number 3. Big gap now developing back to that next single file group of cars. Just about a 1.5 second breakaway back to that second pack of cars, and it looks like that is a very calculated move. Not seeing a lot of the teams represented up here at the front, mostly Hammer Down, Falcon Motorsports mostly up here. Looks like Dirty Air and Full Throttle, those teams electing the safe strategy, or what some may call the safe strategy, laying back a little bit and letting some of the race unfold as we continue green flag racing around the track. Thomas Light still has that race lead. Still side by side at the front of the field for the battle for the race lead. Troy Radford, he's had help, but he has not been able to get up and around Thomas Light. Light has had control over the race since taking the top spot away from Nathan Bishop there at about lap number 2 or 3. Light able to fire off on our restart and keep the lead and keep everybody behind them. Inside lane forming up well. Top side looks like they're content to kind of just push and hang out, but you gotta wonder how long can that 8 machine stay tucked up behind the 94 of Troy Radford. How long can the 30 stay tucked right there behind Thomas Light before he's gonna have to make a move? You gotta keep an eye on the water temperature, the oil temperature. Very, very sensitive here in these Xfinity Series cars, so you gotta just keep in mind, race fans, at any given time, one of these engines, if they pop right in this pack, it is going to be calamity corner. Even if it's on the back straightaway, there's going to be cars everywhere, and it will be an absolute mess. Continuing green flag racing here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Looks like some of the field beginning to separate themselves, and that separation is a calculated, methodical, if you will, second pack, single file, spacing themselves out. A little bit of draft going on, some pushing every now and again out of that second pack, but we'll keep our eyes peeled at the front here with the battle for the race lead. There you see now cars ducking out of line in that second pack. They're going to look to leapfrog, possibly lead a few laps at that second pack. There you can see them grouped up there. And that's when things start to get hairy. And here you see a back marker down on the apron. Field gonna have to go around. No front clip, no hood on that back marker there. But still, that is just how important points are gonna be here. And sideways on the track. Doesn't look like a caution's gonna come out. He's gonna keep it off the track. We stay green flag racing here. That could have been a big time moment, as the back marker lost it down there on the apron right in front of that second pack. And as I was saying, points going to be very crucial moving forward in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series this year, race fans. Knockout qualifying. We had over 50 drivers show up here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. Your top 25 locked in from last season in the Light Electric Company Arca Menards K&N Series. So your top 25 finishers in last year's K&N Series locked in to the field. That left us with just a limited number of spots, and we had quite a few drivers loading up their cars and heading home here tonight. Quite a few drivers already behind that pit wall fixing their machine, so we'll continue to watch this race unfold here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. The Disaster Relief Food Ministry 80. Gonna recheck some of the graphics, see if we can't get those back for you here, race fans, as we continue to watch this run at the front. And look at that second pack slowly closing in now. Still looking like having a few issues with some of the connections for some reason. Not sure what's going on with it, but we'll continue to try to work with it for just a brief moment, see if things don't sort themselves out. Not looking like it's wanting to fix itself just yet, so we'll continue to let this thing try to iron itself on out. Still, green flag here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. Front of the field still packed up with each other. Thomas Light has the 30 right behind him, still pushing. Troy Radford still trying to make it work on that outside lane, but to no avail at this point in time. We stay green flag here at the front. Nobody really going anywhere anytime soon. We're going to have to keep our eye on the pit road, because green flag pit stops are going to be happening here in probably the next 10 to 15 laps or so. So we'll keep our eye on that, keep our eyes peeled on how all of that shakes out here tonight as we continue this long green flag run at Daytona International Super Speedway. Drivers still continuing to battle at the front of the field. Thomas Light still has the field in tow. The 30 still tucked in right behind him. Troy Radford in the 94 still leading that outside lane. He has the 8 machine, as well as I believe that's the 31. Actually, I've seen that wrong. That's the 27 third car in that outside lane. And now we see a very long single file train of cars here at Daytona International Super Speedway. We should see some green flag pit stops here in the next handful of laps. Drivers look like they very well may be setting themselves up for their first round of green flag pit stops here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway in the Disaster Relief Food Ministry 80 in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Front of the field still being led by Thomas Light as he's got the bottom. Looks like we have a few back markers. Drivers involved in an earlier incident here tonight. They're going to fall down one lap very early. No stage breaks here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series, so these drivers are going to have a caution here tonight. Doesn't look like we're going to have one anytime soon. There you see a driver breaking a pit road. Yet another back marker up there on the high side, trying to keep his momentum up and trying to stay out of the way all at the same time. Looks like most of the field going to make their way by. We stay green flag here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Moving up the track, little bit of a run, little bit of a block there. The 30 jumps to the outside. Thomas Light tries to cover the move, not going to be able to. Troy Radford's now going to push that 30 machine around the top side, trying to make his way by Thomas Light. Not going to be able to do so going between. Oh, contact. The 47 gets into a driver at the front. Cars go spinning. Caution flag flies. Once again, here at Daytona International Super Speedway, the 47 of Ray Radford up into the outside wall, then down into another car that has spun multiple drivers out through the front stretch. We find ourselves back under caution once again here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. And as we do find ourselves under caution, we're going to see if we can't break away for just a brief commercial break, trying to diagnose some things here tonight. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. back track side as the field back underway, trying to still work through some of those technical issues. We have still got a great race on hand. Up at the front, leading the field now. The driver in that tin machine getting the job done here, slotting just in front of that 98 of Thomas Light. Light still right there up at the front of this field after our second caution of the evening. Just 2 cautions so far here tonight in the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. Still gonna keep you up to speed with everything going on at the front of the field. Thomas Light continuing to push. I believe that is actually the double. It looks like the double O, but that is not Roy Hyde at the front of this field. I believe that is Matthew McMeekin at the front of the field. Not quite sure. We'll have to check in on the timing and scoring here in just a brief moment. Let's see if we can't get that worked up. Let's see if we can't get that figured out for you real quick. Get that done and out the way. And yes, that is indeed Matthew McMeekin at the front of the field. We're going to see if we can't get by this thing a different way, so do bear with us for just a brief moment. Ladies and gentlemen, gonna have to cut the video feed as we work on this in the background for just a brief moment, so do bear with us as we continue to try to work through all of these issues here tonight. See if we can't get this worked out for you. Do apologize. Still side by side at the front of the field for the race lead right now. We continue green flag racing after an early caution. We're going to see if we can't bring some of that video back into you. There you go. Still side by side at the front of the field right now. The driver's still not scared to mix it up so far here tonight after 2 very early incidents. Looks like a lot of these drivers still staying out on track right where they were. Still trying to see if we can't work out some of these technical issues here in the background. Not having too much success at a lot of it right now, but we continue to try to strive to get it all worked out, all ironed out as we continue to call the race for you. Here's Matthew McMeekin still at the front of the field. Just looks like not able to get some of this figured out the way that we had hoped to here tonight. So do keep bearing with us here for just a few more moments, ladies and gentlemen. We'll try to get this all knocked out, figured out, and taken care of for you. McMeekin still controlling that inside lane. He's still got Thomas Light tucked in behind him. Run coming from the outside lane. Not able to get there just yet. but Troy Radford still hot on his tail, still trying to push him up there to the front of this pack. Continuing the green flag run here tonight at Daytona International Superspeedway. Drivers getting a little bit loose. They're off of turn number 2. We've still got a long way to go here tonight in the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80 here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. These next-gen racing drivers are laying it all out on the line here tonight at Daytona International Superspeedway. See them getting really out of shape there for a moment. Thomas Light, all sorts of out of shape, working off of turn number 2. He stays tucked in right there behind Matthew McMeekin. Driver sitting at the front of this field, and up the track goes the 30. He's going to take over the lead of that outside lane. Let's see if he can't get back to the front of the field. He was pushing Thomas Light for the longest time there at the beginning of the race, and Matthew McMeekin goes to the top to try to cover the run, and that's going to open the door for Thomas Light to reassume the race lead down on the bottom side of the track. Still side by side back there around the 3rd, 4th, 5th, all the way back through 10th, as we see a small pack developing back through the field just out of turn number 2 now. Side-by-side battle at the front still, with Matthew McMeekin leading that outside charge. Car almost into the outside wall there off of turn number 2. Almost scraping the wall. Big run. That 00 pushes the 56 of John Wimbish. Familiar cheer whine scheme on that machine. It looks like we do have some pit stops underway. Drivers heading to the top of the speedway, trying to get out of the way of this lead pack. Single file now at the front of the field. Your race leader, the 56 of John Wimbish, gonna try to be the Pied Piper here at Daytona International Superspeedway. But how long will these drivers still trying to work on things through the background as we find ourselves through a long green flag run here. Looks like most of the field content with now getting single file and logging some laps here at Daytona International Superspeedway to begin season number 1 in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. That's right, race fans. You heard me say already here tonight that, well, the field was set on last season's top 25. Well, that was last season in the Light Electric Company Arca Menards K&N Series. Those top 25 drivers locked in to the first handful of races before We will see how the point standings shake out and who will lock themselves in. Multiple drivers going home here before the start of the race, not being able to qualify themselves in. Drivers that have been able to qualify themselves in, they have been putting on an absolute show here tonight. Matthew McMeekin was able to get the front, and then he's pushed John Wimbish out to lead this race. There you can see the 30 machine trying to make the pass on the high side, just not able to do so just yet. Very familiar paint scheme back there. Third car in line on the hind side. That's the 94 of Troy Radford, still hunting the front, still trying to get there. Hasn't been able to take that top spot away just yet, but he continues to try to hunt that top spot. There you see big gap back to that second train of cars. They are all single file, just one lone machine up at the top side. And oh, big time moment there. The 30 almost into the side of McMeekin and Wimbish through the center of 3 and 4. That could have ended very, very bad. Drivers continue this run at the front. We'll keep an eye on everything going on at the back of the field. There you see front still packed up with each other, still side by side for the second spot on track. The 00 of Matthew McMeekin trying to get the job done, but not able to do so. He's going to stay tucked in behind the 56 of Wimbish as we cross the line yet again here in the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. Trying to work our way through some camera shots here tonight for you race fans. Do apologize. Do appreciate each and every one of you sticking with us while we work through all of our technical issues and problems, glitches here tonight. We'll continue to try to bring you the best coverage that we can with what we are dealt with here tonight. Still side by side at the front of the field. There you see it. There you have it, working their way off of turn number 4. Very close quarter racing coming off of 4-2. 3 wide now at the front. Will they let that 30 slot back in line? Looks like they're gonna do so. That was very close. Outside line gonna suffer after that one. That's gonna break the momentum. Is going to break the momentum there for that bottom lane as well. Multiple drivers checked up down there. Now we've got drivers bailing ship. Bailing from the top side, jumping down to the bottom. Now just 3, make it 2 cars to the outside as another driver ducks back to the top side. That is the 30. Still hunting the lead of the race. The 30 takes it to the top side. He's trying to make the run. Nobody really going with him. Nobody really close enough yet. He does have some help. And that help is going to disappear here as everybody has hit the low side. That's going to leave the 30 high and dry. And just when I say that, 2 drivers duck back outside. They'll look to try to get up there and give the 30 a little shot in the arm. Here comes Troy Radford. He's going to look back to the outside once again. Front of the field still being led around here, single file around this 2.5 mile oval here at Daytona International Super Speedway. The 56 of John Wimbish has the field in tow, looking like the Dale Earnhardt Jr. of old. The Pied Piper right here at Daytona International Superway. Very tough to get around, and you see that outside lane slowly making the run back to the front, not having to check up nearly as much as some of these drivers down on the inside lane. And Radford is all over the 30 right now, pushing, trying to get himself up there, trying to give himself a shot to take the top spot away, but your top two, Matthew McMeekin and Wimbish, nose the tail as they head back into turn number 3. Things continuing to unfold here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway in the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. The Light Electric Company Xfinity Series drivers, man, I tell you what, they have been putting on a show so far here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, go ahead and throw these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And with that being said, we do appreciate each and every one of you checking in with us each and every time we do go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Darkside Dave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters. We do appreciate each and every time you tune in with us. And now look at this, going to the top of the speedway to try to block the run was Wimbish, and that's going to give the race lead to Matthew McMeekin down on the bottom. Big time push now out of Thomas Light. He's right there on the back of McMeekin, the 8 right in tow. Damon Cox, 4th car in line inside lane. How about the Iron Man showing some speed here at Daytona International Super Speedway? Drivers going around yet another back marker here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. We continue to click off the laps as you've seen that lap car get into the outside wall. We'll recheck back in with the graphic department, see if they say we're good to go, see if they say we're clear. We got a thumbs up, but it looks like still having just a few issues here right now as we continue around the track here tonight. Looks like things slowly beginning to smooth themselves out for us, so looks like we may be able to slowly start to bring some of those graphics back to you over time. We'll slowly begin to provide those back on screen for you here as we can. Matthew McMeekin continuing to lead the front. Robert Hetrick, he's right there inside the top 3. Thomas Light, Derek Robinson, Jeff Stiles, Troy Radford, Damon Cox, and Kendall Levron round out your top 10. Still looks like we're having a little bit of those issues here tonight, so we do apologize, race fans. Still trying to bring you every bit of coverage that we can. There you can see the lap count at the top of the screen now being provided to you. Still a lot of trouble out there for some of these graphics tonight. Not sure what the fit is about, so we'll check back out of that for just a brief moment. Leave it up to the production booth to still try to get some of those things ironed out and figured out. We'll stay green flag racing here tonight. And when will these drivers have to come to pit road? That is still yet to be seen. How will the green flag pit cycle run for all of these drivers? We'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. Have to wait and see who can get the job done. Drivers not having these green flag pit stops, live green flag pit stops in a true points race situation. Multiple practice races and recruitment races in between the seasons here for the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. So these drivers still have a lot of ground to cover in a new car this season. Last season, Arca Menards Series, sponsored by Light Electric Company. So a new car this season. The Xfinity cars, a little bit different with the way you have to drive them. Throttle inputs and things of that nature. Definitely different here in these Xfinity cars, but still at the front of the field. Matthew McMeekin has Thomas Light right there tucked in behind him still. And want to go back to something we spoke about at the beginning of tonight's race, knockout qualifying here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series, presented to you by NEXTGEN Racing here on iRacing.com. If you're looking for a great league, head on over to the league directories here on iRacing.com and check out NEXTGEN Racing Leagues on iRacing.com. As I was saying about qualifying, though, your top 35 qualifiers all within 1/10 of each other. So from first all the way back to 35th was just 1/10 of a second. Just think about that for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Try to wrap your head around that as we've got drivers breaking away for pit road for what should be their one and only green flag pit cycle. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes up. Drivers still jockeying for positions at the front of this field. Still trying to work through some of the mishaps, some of the misfortunes with the technical department here tonight. And every time it looks like they're ready to go with a thumbs up, looks like good old internet says, never mind. Your top 15 drivers all to pit road this time by, so green flag pit cycles are underway. We'll break through C. What we can see here tonight, there you see drivers staying out on track. As we do apologize, race fans still trying to work on everything in the background all the way through tonight's event. Do appreciate you staying with us here tonight, joining us as always here on the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. Dark Side Dave in the cave having a little bit of technical problems, but as always, we strive to give it the best with the best here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Looks like this group of drivers all going to come to pit road as well. No contact and into the inside wall, the 22, the 05, hard impact into the inside wall coming to pit road, and that's what I was talking about. Race fans, is those drivers not coming to pit road under a true green flag pit cycle for some time, and then coming to pit road with upwards of 10-15 drivers all at one time. That was quite a bit of a calamity at the front of the field at that moment. We'll continue to let the green flag pit cycle work itself on out, and then we'll try to see if we can get a thumbs up back from the production booth again. Try to bring you some more information as we can. Gonna look back through some things here tonight, see if we can't do this yet another way. Green flag pit cycle is underway. Looks like most of the field making their way through that cycle right now. Troy Radford is in control of this race at this point in time. There you see him packed up with all of these drivers right now. Radford leading Wimbish on the top. There you can see that 31 as well. Roy Hyde not very far off in that second pack right there. You're starting to see some of those dirty air racing drivers move their way to the front of the field here tonight. Once again, do apologize about the graphics here tonight. Looks like we're having some technical issues with the overlay, so we're going to have to keep on at it this way right here. Battle for the top spot, side by side, off of turn number 2. Radford at the bottom, trying to hold off, I believe that is the 21 on that outside. Trying to make a block to the top. The 8 goes to the top, trying to cover as the field slowly begins to get single file. Back marker getting down and out of the way. Only 2 cautions here tonight, so these drivers doing an excellent job staying grouped with each other on and off of pit road. Just a few small incidents as we begin to see some unfamiliar faces at the front. Talk about comers and goers. Brian Littleton in the 80 machine. He's making an appearance up here inside your top 10 for the first time, as well as Roy Hyde. There you see Hyde about the 6th or 7th car back in line there, just 2 spots back behind his teammate Brian Littleton. Off of turn number 2, turn number 4, your top 3 have broken away, and now that outside run comes once again. Troy Radford goes to the top. He'll reassume the lead of that outside lane, try to get up there and take that top spot back away from the driver sitting in the top spot right now in that 28 machine. We're going to try something a little bit different here. Not sure if it's going to work for us, but we're going to attempt this hot fix as well, ladies and gentlemen. So do bear with us while we attempt this one. This one maybe, possibly just might help us out here. We'll have to wait and see. Doesn't look like that one's going to work out for us. Doesn't look like it's going to help us any more than the next. So there you see it at the top of your screen. 18 laps remaining as Kendall Levron in that 28 machine leads Troy Radford, John Wimbish, Dustin Ping, Hunter Tate right there rounding out your top 5. The 38 of Derek Robinson, Thomas Light, Jeff Stiles. Rounds out the top 8, Brian Littleton. In 9th, Damon Cox, Brian Maskell Jr. In 11th, Nathan Bishop, your pole sitter. In 12th, 13th, Roy Hyde. 14th, Katie Osmond, and Tyler Hilton rounds out your top 15. And it looks like we're going to be able to leave that scrolling across the screen for you here tonight, so it looks like race fans at least being able to bring you some of the graphics here towards the end of tonight's race. Still an awful hard time to switch camera views and things of that nature, but we'll continue to watch this battle at the front of the field as Kendall Levron has put his 28 machine right there at the front, right where it needs to be in the closing stages of tonight's Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80, the Light Electric Company NEXTGEN Xfinity Series, firing things off for the first time. There's contact. 2-3 wide, not enough room on that bottom lane. Little bit of contact on that right front of the 80 of Brian Littleton. Big move at the top of the track. Wimbish goes to the top, tries to block the run on Radford. Radford going to drop now back to the bottom. Behind him, drivers splitting lap traffic as they make their way through 1 and 2. And again, race fans, gonna try to continually bring you what we can while we can here tonight. Looks like we're gonna try this yet one more time for you. Let's see if we can't get some of the graphics going once again here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. And it looks like, again, they're gonna want to stop us from doing that, so we'll continue to throw some of this information up for you, see if we can't get it all fixed up, all worked out for you. There you see it scrolling at the top of your screen. John Wimbish now with control over the field. 15 laps remaining here tonight from Daytona International Super Speedway. There you see the gaps behind your race leader with just 15 laps to go. John Wimbish is going to try to secure his spot in the win column here in race number 1 of the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Side-by-side racing action at the front of the field. Have drivers moving, jockeying for positions, trying to put themselves where they think they need to be to make a run to the end. Jumping to the outside. There you can see Damon Cox. Brian Littleton, he's going to jump to the outside. Brian Mescal Jr., he's going to follow to the outside, as well as Roy Hyde. But there you can see that 57, the 80, and the 00 all stacked up, nose to tail. Familiar faces. Damon Cox out of the Hammerdown Motorsports stable, familiar with the way that Brian Littleton and Roy Hyde both run out of Dirty Air Racing, and we're going to have to see how it all unfolds, because Kendall Levron picking up right where his teammate left off in qualifying. Hammerdown Motorsports looking to walk away with some big-time points here today. Walked away with the pole position. Nathan Bishop gonna snag the Blackhawk Motorsports pole award here for the first race in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series in Next Gen Racing. Leagues on iRacing.com, back off of turn number 4, heading back to the tri-oval. There you can see him down on the bottom side. Levron continues to lead the race, continues to keep very fast drivers behind him. John Wimbish back there, as well as Troy Radford. We continue to see some of those issues plaguing the field here tonight. In a big crash at the front of the field, Damon Cox involved, Brian Littleton involved. Looks like Troy Radford may be involved. Radford clear, not sure who that was back there, but caution flag flies late here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway, and that has caught up quite a few of the drivers here tonight. Oh my goodness. Oh my, not sure how those drivers are going to fare throughout the rest of the race. We were closing in on about just 10 laps remaining here tonight. That is definitely going to shake up the field, definitely going to put us in a tailspin here late in the goings in the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. And as the field makes its way behind that Ford Mustang pace car, we're going to take a brief commercial break. Get things set for the run to the end of tonight's Food Ministries 80 in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back trackside as the bug still underway. 8 laps remaining now here at Daytona International Super Speedway for the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. Watching the front of the field as these drivers continue to try to make their way to the front. Roy Hyde, he's made his way to the front. Who else can get to the front of the field? We'll continue to watch them as they all try to run nose to tail. Right there you see John Wimbish hunting the front on the outside. Looks like he's going to be able to clear Kendall Levron. Levron gonna give him the bottom. Wimbish gonna drop down, take over the lead of tonight's race off of turn number 4. There you see Roy Hyde, the 00, big mover here so far here tonight. Now running in that 4th spot with the laps running out. 7 laps now remaining for these Light Electric Company Xfinity Series drivers. Back down into turn number 1 through turn number 2. We stay nose to tail at the front of the field. Looks like that second line beginning to develop. Will anybody at the front jump out of line and try to take the run that is building on that outside lane. Roy Hyde's going to have to make that move here very soon if he's going to want to be the first driver to lead that outside lane. Looks like he's going to stay, but Radford peeks to the outside. Radford peeks to the outside for just a moment. 6 laps to go as the field crosses the stripe this time by. We'll double check the math here. Do apologize. Some bugs and glitch will go on here as we continue to try to fight through all of that. We're just going to try to get you some brief information as John Wimbish continues to lead this field. 6 laps remaining, yes indeed, here at Daytona International Superspeedway for the Disaster Relief Food Ministry 80. John Wimbish has Kendall Levron in tow. Troy Radford looking to make the run work on the outside lane. Not able to do so just yet as we continue to have ourselves a few of these issues at the front. Troy Radford still trying to make that outside lane work, and he's got the 00 of Roy Hyde right behind him. That is a veteran. If you need a veteran behind you, that is definitely one to have behind you. There you see Roy Hyde with the big push on Troy Radford. That's going to all but clear Radford. He's going to stay to that top side as Wimbish fights back. They work their way off of turn number 4 back to the stripe. High five for the field. 5 laps remaining. And it looks like caution flag comes out. Caution on the track once again here at Daytona International Superspeedway. So that's going to bring the field to a crawl yet again here tonight. So we'll step away for just a moment, see if we can't work some of this out and try to bring you the best coverage that we possibly can for the run to the checkered flag. So with that being said, race fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back track side as the Ford Mustang pace car lights have gone off. Troy Radford will bring the field back to the green flag. I do believe this will be our one attempt at a green, a white, a checkered here, so just a handful of laps remain to find out who will write their name in victory lane for the first time here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. Radford on the bottom, Wimbish just to his outside. Roy Hyde gonna line up inside row number 2. Kendall Leveron just to his outside. Field makes their way off of turn number 4. Pace car gonna duck on off. Field getting to the line, and Radford hits the gas. Green flag flies once again here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Not sure that Radford wants to get out to too big of a gap. Roy Hyde gonna stay with him right here. John Wimbish gonna tuck in line. Your top 3 have broken away. Kendall Levra not getting going, and he is getting left high and dry on the outside. Big push. Radford goes around. Wimbish goes around. Oh my goodness. That is going to shake up the finishing order here. That is a lot of cars involved in this one. Oh my. As we have got a ton of drivers as we continue to try to see where the front of this field is. All the way up there, you can find Roy Hyde. There you see Roy Hyde with a few drivers stacked up just behind him. We'll have to wait and see how this thing all plays out, how it all unfolds. Big time stack up off of turn number 2 down the back stretch after the restart. Big time stack up off of turn number 2. Looked like some pushing possibly gone wrong. And that has shaken up the field at the end of tonight's Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. Looks like the 00 of Roy Hyde gonna sit at the top spot for right now. There you see, I believe that is the 99 who is just behind him. The one being scored right behind him, the one of Dustin Ping being scored in the 3rd spot right now. Kendall Leveron back in the 5th spot after losing a ton of time on that restart, and that very well may have just kept Kendall Leveron out of that trouble. We'll have to wait to see how this all shakes out, how it all plays out here, race fans. Still no word from race control on if that was our official or our unofficial attempt at a green-white checkered. We'll continue to watch the raceway, continue to watch the field, see what they do, how they play this thing on out. And it looks like, yes, indeed, that's going to be it. That's going to do it. Race is going to finish under caution, and Roy Hyde looks like he very well may take the race a win. There you see multiple drivers coming up to congratulate that 00 of Roy Hyde. I'm pretty sure Roy has gotten this one in the bag. I'm pretty sure that isn't the way that he would have liked to have gotten the job done, but still able to get the job done nonetheless. So Roy Hyde indeed walking away with the race a win here tonight for the Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80. We'll see if we can get some of our graphics out there to start working for you here. We'll see what we can dial in for you, and it looks like we are getting word that we can throw some of that information back up on a screen for you. Your top 3 for tonight's race: Roy Hyde, Dustin Ping, as well as Stephen Baker. Your podium sitters here tonight. Heck of a job out there by all of those drivers. So with that being said, race fans, we'll break away for just a small commercial break. Get things set up for the post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Words with me not having my mic muted after a great race here tonight. We'll see if we can't grab in a few words with the drivers that walked away in your podium spots. Let's see if we can't walk away with the driver that finished in third here tonight. Dustin German, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Hey, Dustin, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy? Well, we'll try this one more time. Hey, Dustin German, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, my man. How you doing? How you feeling here after a good, solid run, walking away with the third spot here tonight?
It feels pretty good, man. I thought I got second, but yeah, just a kind of a crazy race. We just tried to play it cool and stay in the back the whole time, and it worked out. If that caution wouldn't have come out, we'd have been in trouble, but it all worked out.
That it did. Well, you said a little bit of a crazy race, a little bit of craziness at the start of the race, a little bit towards the middle, and then a little there at the end. How thankful for tonight's race being over with are you and the crew?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Daytona or Talladega. It's one of those crapshoot races, but yeah, I'm kind of glad it's over. I mean, it was fun though. I ain't gonna lie, it was a little bit of fun, just working with your teammates and all, and had a blast.
Well, Dustin, representing the Smoke Show team very well here tonight. So before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Yeah, first and foremost, man, I'll thank Troy and everybody at the league and NEXTGEN L.E.C Series, and everybody that put this thing on, and all the drivers. We had a pretty clean race tonight, and thank Turn 3 and you, Dave, and SRTV, Smoke Show Racing, all my teammates. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
We'll see if we can't catch in now with another one of our podium drivers here tonight, walking away with a great finish here tonight. Driver sitting inside of that one machine, Dustin Ping. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Hey, my man. Another good one done and over with. Another good one in the books for you and the crew. How you feeling after a solid run here tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty overall good teamwork. Just try to stay out of trouble. We can see what we could do.
Well, you said try to stay out of trouble. There was trouble a few times on the racetrack throughout the race. How did you manage to weave your way through some of that, chaotic things on track?
We just all of us just rode the back until we could get up front, and then just wait out the storm. Was the best we could do.
Well, Dustin, I mean, starting the season off in a brand new car with some new teammates this season, how are you guys meshing well? I know it's very early in the season, but how is that team coming together just about a week after being put together? How well was the team chemistry, and how well do you think you guys are going to be able to lean on each other throughout the rest of the season?
The chemistry's really good since a lot of us ran last year in that K&N cars together. We all have different driver styles, so I think we can all give each other tips and stuff to make ourselves better. But yeah, as long as the season goes, I think we're going to be pretty strong.
Well, Dustin, again, man, congratulations for having a great finish yet again for the Blackhawk Motorsports stable of drivers. A great way to start off this Light Electric Company Xfinity Series here in the first race at Daytona International Super Speedway. So before we let you go and enjoy the rest of your night, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of your car?
Yeah, I just want to thank Blackhawk Motorsports and Mitchell and all them for running with us tonight. So that's all I got.
All right, well, there you have it. Final few words from the driver that walked away with a podium spot. But let's see if we can't talk to the big man at the front of the field when it all was said and done, walking away with the race win here tonight. Driver in that 00 Roy Hyde. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man, you put that machine in victory lane. Did you think you were going to be able to get the job done on that restart?
I wasn't planning on it, actually. I was planning on pushing the crap out of Troy and just go ahead and settling for second because it would be a good points day. But things happened, that bad spots, people in bad spots, and I don't like the way it ended, but it is what it is.
Well, you say you don't like the way it ended there. Restrictor plate racing, green-white checkered, everybody pushing and shoving. Looked like a turn 2 incident to me late in the race. Not for me to call things of that nature, but nonetheless, man, you started towards the rear of the field here, Roy. What was the strategy for you and the Dirty Air Racing team to make your way up through the field and have a shot when it all mattered?
Well, I started off as a plan was just find a nice comfy spot and ride until the end here, figure out pit strategies and full strategies so everything's going to work out. And lo and behold, everybody found ourselves up front, and we had to caution before this one, took out a couple of good cars, and I was left all alone up there. I didn't have any friends, so I was not expecting this to happen like this.
Well, my man, you put yourself in the win column here. The first driver to put his name in the win column in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series. So before we let you go and celebrate the night away here at Daytona International Super Speedway, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that car?
Oh, I always got to thank the wife for putting up with this old man playing a video game, as some people like to call it. I prefer a simulator. I think Turn 3, you guys' broadcastings are top-notch every time. Great coverage and just overall great experience for anybody that wants to watch these races. Dirty Air Racing, the whole group of guys, everybody helping each other, information, strategy-wise, it's always a good showing. And all the drivers that come out, we got a full field. We had to send some drivers home for qualifying. We had so many people trying to race, so that always shows how good of a league it's going to be, and the type of people you race around is always worth it.
All right, my man. Well, Roy, again, congratulations on the first win of the season here, and we'll look forward to catching up with you in the next coming weeks.
Yes, sir. Look forward to it.
There you have it. Final words from the man walking away with the race win here in Century Equipment Victory Lane, the 00 of Roy Hyde. And there you heard Roy also in his interview alluding to the fact that, what went down, wasn't really wanting it to go down that way. But unfortunately, sometimes what you want and what you get and what happens sometimes can differ from each other. And unfortunately, tonight, Troy Radford had it right there in front of him, but not able to walk away with that race win. Man, what a race it was here tonight, race fans. I mean, we've had great action at the beginning of the race, some great action towards the middle of the race, some great action at the end. So if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live. And sounds like the producers have went ahead and hit those buttons. So let's give you your unofficial race results for tonight's Disaster Relief Food Ministries 80 here in the Light Electric Company Xfinity Series for Next Gen Racing lead, walking away with the race win, sitting in Century Equipment Victory Lane, the 00 of Roy Hyde. Dustin German in that 99 machine gonna finish in second. Third place will actually go to Dustin Ping. Steve Baker gonna walk away in fourth. Kendall Levron rounds out your top five. Jeffrey Vandervoort finishing in sixth. Chris Berg in the 67 gonna slot home in the seventh place. Robert Header in eighth. Joshua Spalding gonna bring his 5 machine home in the ninth spot. In the 77 of Lance Yancey gonna walk away in the final spot inside the top 10. Brian Snare in 11th. Craig Learman in 12th. Brian Littleton, after late race trouble, finds himself in 13th. Derek Robinson finishes in 14th. Rounding out your top 15, the 88 of K.D. Osmond, last season's Light Electric Company ARCA Menards K&N Series champion K.D. Osmond right there in 15th. Thomas Light gonna walk away from the track tonight in 16th. 17th goes to your pole sitter, the 27 of Nathan Bishop. The 82 of Tyler Hilton gonna finish in the 18th spot. 19th will go to Dylan Blankenship. Troy Radford gonna finish back in the 20th spot after that late race incident during our green-white checkered attempt. Chris Medford gonna slot home in 21st. 22nd goes to Damon Cox. John Wimbish, after leading a handful of laps, he found himself in some trouble at the end, finishing today in 23rd. 24th spot goes to Gordon Larson Jr. Doug Wasaki gonna finish first car off the lead lap in the 25th spot. 26th goes to Brandon Medford. Jason Edmonston gonna walk away from the track in 27th. Brian Mescal Jr., after being caught up in a late race incident, brings his 33 machine home in the 28th spot. 29th here tonight, the 41 of Matthew McMeekin. Jason Gardner gonna finish in 30th. Damian Patton walking away in 31st. 32nd goes to Cody Terry. Jeff Stiles brings his 89 machine home in the 33rd spot. 34th to Melvin Young. Mitchell Snare, 35th spot. Hunter Tate gonna walk away in 36 after starting the race on the outside pole. Gary Ragland in 37th. Travis Smith with some trouble. That 9 machine gonna finish 17 laps down for Dirty Air Racing in the 38th spot. 39th to Travis Arthur. Adam Novak finishing in 40th. Tim Woodson 41st. 42nd, Michael Mason-Gill and Ray Radford rounds out the field here tonight for the Disaster Relief Food Ministries. Live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network from Daytona International Super Speedway, race number 1 in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in here tonight. And as always, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every time you tune in, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just a casual stopper buyer, the friend, fan, or family. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. With that being said, race fans, new year, new day. But let's stay safe, stay loved. Till next time, my friends, we'll meet you in Turn 3.